Welcome back to Logan. Nevada 6 wins, Utah State 5 wins. The Wolfpack 9 bowl games last 10 years. They're one of 20 FBS teams to do it. Utah State 13-game home win streak. Brian Polian leading Nevada. Third season improvement every year. He says this bunch has been resilient. They still have a West Division title as a possibility if they get a loss by San Diego State to UNLV. A lot in play for Nevada. And on the other side, Utah State, school record 4 straight bowl games, and Matt Wells in his third season 14-2 on home turf. He's one of 14 in the FBS, coaching his alma mater, and he's done a tremendous job in 2+ years with 24 wins. Two young, very good coaches. They expect to be in bowl games.
Well, they both expect to be in bowl games, and it starts with the defenses this afternoon. Both defenses will be challenged to stop the run game. Whichever defense can be more stout, that will be the team that will come out of this game victorious.
Brent Zuzo has it teed up. Utah State's going to get the football first. Lawan Hunt and Kennedy Williams.
To do if you're going to establish a running game, you cannot allow the first defender to bring you down. You've got to break those tackles and get as many yards as possible.
Disappointing losses at New Mexico and Air Force, but they've been awesome here at home. 4-0 so far this season at Maverick Stadium. First down at the 17 now. Initial series. Handoff straight ahead. It's Mays breaking a tackle, and he's inside the 15 for close to 3 yards. Both of these teams' running backs good on yards after contact.
And that, to me, is what determines whether a back is great or not. Any back can run great when there's nobody to tackle them. But when you break tackles, when you make yards after contact, that determines whether or not you're a very good back or not.
So look at the group up front. Stevens, their best lineman, the leader at the center spot, 2-year starter. 2nd and 7. Aggies opening series inside the Nevada 15. Myers going to hand it off to Mays, bursting off the left side, and he's close to a first down inside the 9. Figo Fie Fatuala, the senior middle linebacker, on the tackle.
And a good job by Mays planting that foot and getting backside on that run. That is another way that you can determine a good back, when you can see the opening running to the backside of the play. You've got to be able to have good vision as a running back.
Now they're just 34% on third downs this year, and they're looking at their third and short here, and they're not going to get it. Trying to run to the left side, and nothing doing as they brought in Nick Vigil, the inside linebacker, as running back, and that backfired.
Well, Yates got penetration, the defensive tackle, number 55. He plays in an all-4 stance, and he plays very low to the ground. It'll be interesting to watch that matchup with him and Tyshawn Mosley, who stands at 6'5", playing guard for Utah State. If he can't get low enough to block Yates, he'll be a problem all afternoon.
Now here's Brock Warren. This will be a 29-yarder from the left hash. He's 8 of 9 on field goals this year, trying to give the Aggies the early lead. And the kick is no good. Off to the right. So the junior, who's been very consistent, had missed just one coming into this game, and he pushes it right. Warren can't convert.
And that is actually a victory for this Nevada defense, who got the ball, who came out on defense with the ball deep in their own territory. They bended, but they did not break. So if you're Utah State right now, you've got to go back and you've got to recalibrate what you're doing offensively. You moved the ball pretty decent when you got good field position. You just couldn't get that first down. So you've got to find your short yardage game.
And Brian Polian now dodging a bullet there. His team will take over at the 20-yard line. Tyler Stewart at the helm. Pistol offense. Dual threat guy, great work ethic. He's gotten better as the season has worn on. They like to run it, though. That's their forte. And here they go, handing it off to Jackson left side. Don Jackson getting the corner turned and finally knocked down at the 28, 8-yard pickup. Bryant Hayes, the corner, on the tackle.
Well, you see they come with the jet sweep action, and what that does is get the defense's attention. And with that jet sweep action coming across the formation, you give the ball to Don Jackson going the opposite way. So the defensive backs have got to come up, and they've got to be able to bring run support.
And there's no secret about what Nevada wants to do. We are who we are, says Coach Polian. We want to run it and wear them down at the end of the game. 2nd down and short here. Handed off straight ahead, and diving forward for the first down is Jackson, and a couple good carries at the outset.
And both of these backs, they're not huge backs. Jackson 5'10", Butler 5'9", but they're very stout. And the one thing that the coaching staff from Utah State talked about in stopping them is they have a tendency to fall forward and get 2 to 3 extra yards at the end of every run.
They're the only FBS team with 2 running backs averaging 90-plus yards per game in Jackson and Butler. We've not seen Butler. It was Jackson on the first 2 carries. Now fresh set of downs at the 30-yard line. Initial series for Nevada. Handoff, Jackson left side, and this time the Aggies are ready for it. Nick Vigil shut it down after a 1-yard gain.
You know what Tyler Stewart does a great job of is putting that ball in on that read option fake and keeping it in the belly of the back as long as possible. So Utah State has to be very careful because he will pull that back and run with his dual threat ability, and he'll also pull it back on the play action pass and be able to hit his big receiver, Hassan Henderson, who stands at 6'5", over the top.
Vigil, a Mountain West Player of the Year candidate on the defensive side of the ball. The good play there. 2nd and 9 at the 31. Stewart with some time, fires near side, catch made. Jericho Richardson close to the first down stick, and they're going to give him forward progress for first down across the 40. Bryant Hayes on the tackle.
And one thing I noticed about the Utah State defensive backs, they play off the receivers, but they backpedal. They don't turn and bail. They're going to have to continue to pay attention to these receivers because I think Stewart will try and find those guys because of their effective running game.
Richardson is their leading receiver with 55. Their top target is Hassan Henderson, a big physical kid on the other side. First down now at the 41 for Nevada. Handoff, Jackson trying to stretch it to the outside, running a long way, and he's lucky to get a yard there as Filiunga was there on the tackle. That's an interesting play, looking for something to develop, and nothing did.
And that play was made by Kyler Frackel. What he did was stretch that play out. If you watch him, he played contained defense. He stayed to the outside. He didn't make the play, but he made the back Jackson stretch it out a little bit more, and he allowed pursuit to get there.
Good speed on the perimeter that time from Utah State. No gain. 2nd down. I'm actually going to end up giving him 2 out to the 42. 2nd and 8 now for Nevada. Play action, Stewart rolling to the right, going to take off with it, and they run him out of bounds. And again, that pursuit to the perimeter was good. Green and Fackrell were all over that play.
And Fackrell has shown up early in this ballgame. This is why he's a Butkus semifinalist. Too often when we talk about linebackers, we talk about guys that make plays in the hole. What I like about Fackrell is his ability to be on the outside and coverage, his ability to cover the entire field. And he's such a long young man at 6'5". He has the arm length to get out and get off of would-be blockers.
And they will move him around, and now it's 3rd and 6, and this is where Utah State is dangerous. They'll come after you. They'll lay off and rush 4 this time. Stewart in trouble, escapes it, and throws incomplete. The pressure causing that incompletion, and Fackrell was there to mess things up. That pass intended for Richardson.
And Stewart got a little bit of happy feet. If Stewart just puts a little bit more in the football, he had every receiver open. He probably could have gotten the first down. I think with the pressure, he didn't put enough on that football.
So a couple of drives fizzling here, a missed field goal, and then a forced punt here by the Utah State defense. Alex Boy on a school record pace as a punter gets off a beauty. High hanger. Rodriguez calling for the fair catch, and Andrew makes it at the 14-yard line for Utah State. Nothing on the board so far here in the first quarter with 8:20 to go from Logan, Utah. Both teams that hope to go bowling this year. Wolfpack and the Aggies scoreless. The Bear River Mountain Range in the backdrop. Nevada and Utah State scoreless here. A game involving 2 teams that have bowl hopes. Nevada already bowl eligible. Utah State needs a win to get there, and it's a 2nd series for Myers and company. Utah State goes to the air, and Myers incomplete as he looks down the far sideline for the top target, Hunter Sharp. And he's a guy Nevada is very concerned with his big playability.
Well, he's an explosive receiver. He can catch the ball in the tough areas. He likes to fight for the football, and that's what you need from your receivers. You want a guy that's going to go up and fight for it when it's in the air.
This is a team that was very up-tempo at the beginning of the year. An injury to Chucky Keaton. They're less up-tempo now. They said they still are a team that likes the big play, and that's especially been in the passing game. They'll run it here to the near side. And run out of bounds is Devontae Mays, the junior from Livingston, Texas, and a nice gain. And it's 8-yard pickup to the 22. Baber on the tackle. The freshman. Third and 2 for Nevada. For Myers, and Myers tipped pass. It's picked off by Jordan Dobrich, and he takes it in for the touchdown. Myers had the ball deflected, and Dobrich, the fifth-year senior, was right spot, right time. He takes it in for the score. And what a start defensively for Nevada.
And Dobrich, a former walk-on, is in the right place at the right time on the tip ball. And you see, once he gets possession of it, he races to the end zone. And, you know, you talk about Dobrich, he's a smart football player. He's a finalist for the William Campbell Trophy, the National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete. And you see his ability when he gets the ball. He was in the right place and did what you're supposed to do. Defenders are taught to jump up and try and tip the ball if you can't get to the quarterback on the pass rush.
Brent Zuzo for the extra point. And he knocks it through there. He has been perfect this season. So a defensive play, the big story here in the early going. Dobrich, the Campbell Trophy finalist, picks one off the deflection. Wolfpack up 7. (7-0) Wolfpack. Jordan Dobrich, everything good about college athletics according to his head coach Bill Polian, and he comes up with a big play early.
Well, you watch on this play, watch Lenny Jones, the defensive end, jump up. He couldn't get to the quarterback, so he tips the football, which is what they're taught to do. And you see Dobrich, once he gets possession of it, he races to the end zone. One
of 12 in FBS, named a Campbell Trophy finalist, prestigious student athlete award. He's always been most intelligent in the classroom. That is carried over to the field now. And what a boost for the visitors from Reno, up 7-0.
And you talk about a great story. Here's a kid that walked on to the program, and he's put himself in a position not only to make big plays, but to receive a prestigious academic award.
And here's Kennedy Williams after that 65-yard return, another big return for Utah State up to the 42-yard line. Already the career record for him, 65, and this one to the 42. And Dobrich now back out onto the field with his team up 7-0. Special teams have been good for Utah State, but nothing else so far.
And that's what they have to do now. They've got to get established running the football. That is going to be key. Time of possession in ball games like this, where you have a ball club like Nevada that wants to run the football the entire afternoon, are key. You've got to possess the football, and you've got to put points on the board when you get possession of the football.
And Chucky Keaton is now in at quarterback for Utah State. A tremendous career school record holder. Fumbles a snap, and he'll have to fall on it on the 37-yard line. For us, this has been heartbreaking. He's had 3 different knee injuries, the latest an MCL sprain at Washington at the start of this year. And just not the same Chucky Keaton people have known through the years here.
Well, 2 injuries to the left knee, 1 to the right knee. You know, this kid is giving his all to this Utah State program, and you have to hope that he can get some positive plays this afternoon.
65% career completion percentage. After the fumbled snap, he'll hand it off this time to Mays, and Mays is shut down for a loss back at the 35. And that was Corey Rush, the redshirt freshman tackle in there. Dobrich involved as well.
And I tell you what, Rush is a very quick and powerful player. He gets penetration in the backfield, and that's what you have to do. And with that penetration, he allows for Jordan Dobrich to get in there and make the tackle.
It's all going right defensively for Nevada here. 3rd down, 16. Flag is thrown. Setting up the screen is Keaton. And it's Sharp on the far sideline, and he's shut down after a short gain at the 39. And another flag comes in late after the tackle.
And on that play, they only brought 3 pass rushers. They dropped 8 back into coverage. Because of Utah State's inability to run the football, they are not concerned with the running game.
Like a face mask at the end of the play. What was the play at the what was the call at the beginning of the play here? Our referee, Scott Campbell. So offsides on Schauda, the defensive lineman, then the face mask at the end of the play.
You see right here, they try to throw the short pass, but they've got so many back in the coverage, and you just got to make the tackle. You can't stick your hand in and get the face mask. Now you give Utah State an easy first down, and you allow them to keep the drive going. The thing that you've got going for you right now, if you're in Nevada, is you've got confidence on your sideline. You've got a little bit of self-doubt on Utah State because they hadn't moved the ball effectively yet. You don't want to give them any confidence if you're Nevada.
And that was Malik Reed, the redshirt freshman, and guilty of the face mask. So they move the football to the 46-yard line. First down for the Aggies from there. Two receivers left. Looking left with the throw is Keaton, caught by Sharp, trying to turn the corner, and Sharp bumped out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Interesting here that they've gone to Chucky Keaton, who threw just one pass against New Mexico. His previous action way back early in the year.
And a good job by number 83, Wyatt Houston, the tight end, to get the block to allow his receiver to get more positive yards.
His previous performance at Washington before the MCL sprain, only one pass against New Mexico, and they're showing some confidence in him here. Now they'll change it up. A bunch set to the right side, four receivers, and Keaton calls his own number. And Keaton roams for a first down, and he's inside the 30. And Chucky playing some of his best football in a long time, looking really confident at the helm.
And that's what Chucky Keaton brings to the table at the quarterback position. An ability to be a true dual threat. He reads the defense. He goes 5 wide receivers. That opens up the defense. He finds the lane and gets positive yards.
Prior to this one, we were told we would probably see some Chucky Keaton, but he's getting action early here in the first quarter for Utah State. First down at the 29. Play action, pressure coming, fires over the middle and incomplete. Looking for Braylon Roberts across the middle that time.
And Ian Sayal flashed on Chucky Keaton, and I think he felt the pressure from the backside and got rid of the football prematurely. We haven't talked about Sayal yet, but I'm sure we will. He is an exceptional pass rusher off the edge, the nephew of the Hall of Famer Junior Sayal. He has a very quick first step, and he's powerful at the point of attack.
He's the Mountain West sacks leader with 9 of them on the year. Second down and 10. Keaton, slant pattern, caught and close to the first down. On the grab is Hunter Sharp. They'll mark it just inside the 20-yard line. Damian Baber, the all-conference candidate at safety on the tackle.
This is a good job by Keaton right here. He goes with the play fake, he steps into the throw, throws it where his receiver can catch it on the run and get positive yards.
Chucky Keaton, school record holder in completion percentage, overall completions, and going for the record on career touchdown passes. Vigil now into the running back spot, and Nick Vigil slams ahead for a first down to the 15. They're really mixing things up here for us. They're bringing in a middle linebacker to carry the football here in the first quarter, Nick Vigil.
Well, a lot of times when you bring in guys like this, the defense looks at those guys as potential blockers. They don't look at them as ball carriers. And you see Vigil, he looks like a fullback, getting up in the hole and getting his pads low and square and getting positive yards to get the first down.
He has seen action at running back in the past. He started a game last year at the running back spot. His other 13 starts were at linebacker. First down at the 15. Keaton rolling right. Going to take off with it. And they're going to run him out of bounds. A loss on the play. That was Jordan Dobrich again, making his presence felt here in the first quarter.
But you see the escapability by Keaton. He's able to avoid the pass rush, get to the outside scramble, try to look for a receiver, continuing to look down the field. When he doesn't see anything he likes, he makes another play fake and gets out of bounds.
This is a guy that threw for 256 yards and a couple touchdowns in their loss at Utah. Tremendous career. And Brian Polian's bunch trying to slow them down here, late stages first quarter. Second and 10. Throw by Keaton, deflected as he tried to go over the middle with it. That might have been Sayal that got his hand up there.
And that's a good job by Sayal. If you can't get to the quarterback, once again, the Nevada defenders are getting their hands up in the air and blocking these short, quick passes. When you've got a fierce pass rush like Nevada, you're going to expect the quick 2- and 3-step drop passes. And when they do that, the way that you defend those passes is get your hands up in the air and knock them down.
Sayal, one of the best at rushing, showing he can get his hands up and make a play also. Third and 10 out to 15. Nevada showing blitz. They're sending 6 after Keaton, rolling away from pressure. Now he's just going to have to throw it away. Good pursuit that time, and here's a late flag out of bounds on the hit on the quarterback.
And that looks like a frustration play because of Keaton's ability to get away from the pass rushers. You knew he was going out of bounds. Bad job by the defender pushing him when he was already out.
And that was Dobrich, very uncharacteristic for him. And on a 3rd and long, that'll give him a first down.
And you talk about energizing the team. Although it was only 1 series for Kent Myers, Chucky Keaton has seemed to energize this team and this offense coming into the ball game. The crowd seems to be a bit more into it. He's pumping the crowd up after every big play, every positive play, and you need that energy.
Well, here's a guy vested in this program 5 years. He's part of the success, the big reason why they've been so good over the last 4 seasons. Handoff to Devontae Mays, breaks 1 tackle. Mays running hard down to the 3-yard line. Aswani Rufus, a redshirt freshman safety, on the tackle.
Tough run by Mays. He bounces off a would-be tackler. He spins away from another one and falls forward. And that's all you can ask for your back, fall forward. You may not get the big play, but we want positive yards.
School record, 4 straight bowls for Utah State, trying to make it 5. A win here would get them bowl eligibility. Looking to tie things up here. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. 2nd and goal. Keaton on the keeper. Hit hard and knocked down at the 2-yard line. Rufus was over there, and he got some help from Lenny Jones, the heartbeat of the D at the end position.
That's a good job by Lenny Jones, being disciplined on the play, not going with the play fake on the inside, staying with the quarterback, trying to keep contained. You have to be disciplined. You cannot try and make the big play when they stick the ball in the running back's belly.
And it looks like Nick Vigil's going to get another opportunity here. 3rd and goal. They bring him in, the inside linebacker from the 2-yard line. They'll fake it to him. Keaton trying to buy some time, fires it, incomplete. 2 Aggies in the area, Vigil and also Brandon Swindle, and maybe some miscommunication there. They come up empty.
And I think both guys knew they were in the area, and one wanted to allow the other one to catch it, and the other one the same, and you see both of them kind of stick their hands down. And I don't know, maybe Keaton didn't know who to go to because both guys were right there, because on that replay you saw he threw it a little bit behind both of those players.
Now Warren has already missed 1 from 29 yards. This will be a 20-yard attempt to try to get him on the board. Junior from Hyde Park, Utah. Out of the hold of DJ Nelson, the backup quarterback. Kick is on the way, and he missed another one. He's missed 2 to the right, and a big bummer on 2 drives into the red zone for Utah State.
And the crowd is letting him hear it right now, and that's tough for that kid.
Good drive by Keaton and company, but they come up empty. Still 7-0 Nevada. 7-0 Nevada lead here in the first quarter in Logan, Utah. The Aggies missing on a couple field goals of 29 and 20 yards off the foot of Brock Warren. Jordan Dobrich, a pick 6 for Nevada to give them points. Chucky Keaton in relief of Myers, leading the Aggies down the field, but again they come up empty, and now Stewart and company will start this series from the 20-yard line. Trips to the right side this time for Nevada, that pistol look, and keeping it is Stewart, and he gets a couple yards up to the 22. Stewart pretty effective running it. He'll keep you honest. Filiunga on the tackle. This is a kid that a real student of the game, and he was a backup to Cody Fajardo, who was awesome last year.
Well, Fajardo, Colin Kaepernick, you talk about guys that were supremely athletic in this offense. And you know, Stewart is not bad himself, and he's shown well. Last week he matched his career high with 3 touchdown passes, so he can throw the ball as well. I love the way he play fakes and sticks the ball in the belly. Now let's see what he can do passing the ball down the field.
And here he goes, deep ball downfield, and he overshoots his intended receiver. There is a flag thrown, as that was intended for Jericho Richardson.
And the problem on that play, the defender did not allow Richardson to go back towards the football. Torrey Green, the outside linebacker, got caught running through the offensive player.
Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
So that goes on the Aggies. Bryant Hayes, their cornerback.
And I thought that was 39 out there, but maybe it was Bryant Hayes. What was interesting, when you're a cornerback and you're playing against the receiver and the ball is up in the air, you've got to locate the football. You cannot continue to run through the receiver and not turn around and locate the football. You've got to locate the football, and then you cannot hold guys coming off the line of scrimmage. I think they got Hayes on a hold as opposed to the interference that I saw Torrey Green on that play run through the receiver.
First out to 37 now for Nevada. Split backs this time, and a couple receivers. Stewart hands it off to Jackson, slanting off the left side, and he's up to the 42-yard line. They're going to keep trying to wear you down with that run game. Fackrell on the tackle.
Well, that's what their coaching staff talked about. They feel like in the fourth quarter, and in the second half, they can wear teams down because they're going to run. And they feel they're more of a second half ball club. So it might not be a lot of big plays early in the game, but as you continue to try and tackle these guys, you get tired.
Jackson has 15 yards on the ground, and James Butler is now in at the running back spot. They both call them number ones. They'll rotate them equally out there. And this handoff to Butler straight ahead, and he's a power back, and he moves the pile forward close to a first down at the 47. Here's a guy that is nearing 1,000 yards, and he's very close with that carry.
That may have put him over 1,000 yards. And you see what he does well. He gets his pads low, he moves forward, he keeps his knees moving, knees pumping, legs moving, and falls forward. Like I said, these guys aren't big in stature at 5'9" and 5'10", but they're stout, 210, 200 pounds. They lean forward with their pads. They run behind their pads, and that's what you have to do.
And he has 3 straight 100-yard games coming into this one, and it'll be third down and short coming up here with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, and a timeout is called. Jackson and Butler, one of the best 1-2 punches in college football at the running back spot. What a luxury to have. Jackson's a senior, Butler only a sophomore, so they know they have him back next year.
Well, you talk about Butler, here's a guy, like you said, going for his 4th straight 100-yard ball game. He comes into this ball game averaging 6.3 yards a carry. And then Don Jackson, the senior, he's on pace to get his first 1,000-yard season. He averages 4.9. So if you give it to one back and then the other back, they're averaging a first down every carry they get opposite one another. So when you've got these type of backs, when you got 2 backs that average over 90 yards rushing a ball game, you're going to be able to establish the run with one or the other or both of these guys. So it's a two-headed monster that Utah State has to find a way to slow down. You're not going to stop them, but if you can slow them down a bit, it will help you be successful.
And they are going to run the clock here. That was the final play of the first quarter. 1 quarter is in the books from Logan, Utah. Nevada getting a big defensive play to put the only points on the board here. Brian Polian's team with the football. And a 3rd and short when we come back. Second quarter approaching. Special teams good for the Aggies, but nothing on the board. They're down 7-0.